Alright, what's good everyone on YouTube? This is Very Melon Man, and welcome to part 23 of the Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition Let's Play. Last episode we completed the entirety of the Lair of the Shadowbroker DLC, or at the very least complete the main mission. Unfortunately, because of a glitch, we did not unlock the stasis bonus power for Shepard to use, which is a bit of a shame. But you know, I'm refusing to patch the game right now, so that's whatever. We are currently at level 25. We're not that far away from the maximum level. Like, we've still got 2 loyalty missions we're going to be doing. Then we'll be side missions. You know, there's still content left, but at this point we're running out of significant content. So,
Shepard, it's so good to see you. I've set up a few terminals with information I think you'll find interesting. Take a look.
Welcome back, Shadow Broker.
What's this?
That's the old broker's VI assistant. It's actually been helpful with rebuilding the network.
Please let me know if I can organize anything else for you, Shadow Broker.
It also thinks anyone in the room is the broker. I'll play around with the settings later.
My manual is ready whenever you have a moment.
I got caught at a bad time. Anyway. So let's talk to Liara first, get this out the way.
How are you doing, Liara?
I'm a bit overwhelmed, to be honest. The Shadow Broker had more resources than you can imagine. Here, come on over. He had top-level access to the Turian and Asari governments. And more than one Solarian Dalatros traded intel. At least I get to share it with you.
You're not gonna turn into a recluse with creepy information on everyone in the galaxy, are you?
I can understand the temptation. I've got all the secrets of the galaxy at my fingertips. Give me 10 minutes and I could start a war.
Yeah, I can believe that.
But I've got a purpose. Helping you stop the Reapers. That will keep me honest.
Fair enough.
Relatively speaking.
Yeah, it would be kind of weird if... I am a Spectre with the Shadowbroker in my pocket now.
Have you found anything useful yet?
The Shadowbroker knew about the Reapers. Perhaps that's why he offered to help prove Saren's guilt to the Council.
Right, from Mass Effect 1.
Saren to succeed.
Interesting.
He also knew that the Collectors were Protheans, repurposed to be Harbinger's puppets. There's even some data on the Protheans. I think he knew what was coming and was looking for a way to survive.
Yeah, that makes a bit more sense. Let's start with this one, though.
How'd you know what the Shadow Broker was?
I didn't. I had no idea what to expect when we finally found him. But I researched pre-spaceflight cultures during some of my Prothean studies. I know a bit about the Yogg. There's more on the terminals if you want to look. They're a fascinating culture, and a terrifying one.
Why was he still looking at Protheans? They gave us the warning and the conduit at Ilos, but we've used those.
The Shadow Brokers seemed to think there was more out there. Perhaps the Protheans had other plans. Or maybe he was just grasping at anything that offered some hope.
It's beginning to look more and more likely that the broker was offering to deal with the Collectors as a way to spare himself the inevitable Reaper threat. Which was never going to happen, because he knew as little about what the Reapers were going to be doing to us as anyone else not named Saren or Shepard.
How's Farron doing?
As well as you'd expect, after 2 years of intermittent torture.
You gonna be okay?
I don't know. He wants to work, so I'm letting him help. Maybe it takes his mind off it.
You two aren't together because you would have said that if you were.
You know, I didn't come down here just to talk about Data.
Look, about the kiss. We just finished the fight. I miss you, but it's been 2 years. I don't want to put pressure on you.
So, the point of this is to give yourself the heads up, and that if you really want to, Liara is giving you the go-ahead to pursue another character in Mass Effect 2. Now, it's very tempting for me to do this, because it's very tempting for me to do this, because I do want... There are regrets about how I want to romance the Mass Effect 1 character in the first place, and going from someone else, having to go ahead to go for someone else would not upset me at all, especially since of Liara, it would... But for the sake of telling this story that I'm trying to tell with this Shepard from beginning to end, I feel like I need to have this connection to Liara.
I've got fond memories of the last time you put pressure on me.
So do I.
Why don't you come to the Normandy for drinks?
I'd like that.
We'll go soon.
Good. Next time I come back, it's a date.
I'm not sure people like us have dates, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that for later. There's a reason for that. So, let's do this in order, shall we? Start with advanced training. The advanced... So, Shepard has the retrain powers option to allow him to redistribute his squad points, or his ability points, for the cost of 2,500 EZO. The Lair of the Shadowbroker DLC, however, will allow you to finally do the same for your party members if you are disappointed by their own ability point distribution. So, let's see. Jacob's a good place to start, because most people know better than to put his points into his put a point into barrier, because his AI is still bugged and will automatically cast it no matter what he does here. So we're just gonna max out Cerberus Specialist. So we can... The thing is, if you want to bring Jacob on the team, you need to pay attention to what he'll be doing. The whole point... Like, a lot of people write off Jacob's skills, like I said earlier in the Let's Play, but the thing is, he's the only squad mate in the game that does not need you to invest points into something else in order to unlock his pull ability. So if you want him to use pull field, you can do it. Field, and you want him to focus on either setting up your warp explosions or setting up another squad mate's warp explosions, then he can do that just fine, and he's the best fit for that. He's also... He and Grunt are going to be using the same thing, ammo powers. Basically, the thing is, Jacob is never going to be able to do the most damage. So instead of focusing on his damage, what you should be doing is focusing on his ability to support everyone else. Which is why I always give him Squad Incendiary. So, because it fits very well with his area pull, his pull field. Warden. Alright. So here's the thing. If you have Lair of the Shadow Broker, we're not to go to Cryoblast or Neural Shock for Cryoblast is the better power over Neural Shock because Cryoblast gives you, remember, ice attacks give you frost-based cooldown reduction, and that's simply a better option. So, if you don't want the... So, it really depends on... Like, Fire and Ice for Morden and... Full Cryoblast is pretty much what I want to go for the same reason. Because all you really need is the ability to freeze stuff and crowd control it and make it even more vulnerable. We're not going to bother with Neural Shock. Yeah, this is really more me just, might as well go for Heavy Warp, since we don't really need to bother that. We can get Overlord level back up later. Turian Renegade for the most weapon and power damage. Rank 3 armor piercing ammo because that's all he'll need. And eventually we'll get him area overload. But for now he's not going to get anything else into concussive shot. So you can go with two builds for Jack here. Heavy Shockwave, 0 to pull, Primal Adept, and give her Heavy Warp ammo, or 3 into Shockwave, 2 into pull, Primal Adept, and Heavy Warp ammo. And the build you want to give her depends on what difficulty you're playing. A lot of these ideas are mostly for the sake of playing on Hardcore or Insanity. But if you're playing on normal like I am, you don't really need to do that much except make your squad effective. So, Shockwave has the ability to stagger even dudes who are protected. And how many times you can use Shockwave is Impact Radius to the Force. Why Impact Radius? But you want Heavy Shockwave, can do that. But if we're going to bring Jack, I'm also going to bring people with the ability to warp, explode, because that's great. And we're going to max out her bonus power because squad warp ammo is still too fantastic to ignore. Then we'll go for Subject Zero and ultimately go for Primal Adept because she has 2 powers that can be cooled down now. Now, unlike, I'm gonna go with Inferno ammo for Grunt here instead, because unlike Jacob, who's built for support, I'm gonna build Grunt for damage. And he'll get Krogan Berserker for the Krogan Warlord weapon damage buff as well. And finally, he'll get 1 point in Fortification because it really doesn't matter what else. His Fortification power is not a huge detriment to him. In fact, I'd probably go so far as to say his power is only good on Grunt. So back to Drill Marksman for Thane. And back to heavy, we're gonna go heavy warp for you. And why not 3? Like, by the time he gets Shredder ammo, he'll be... Shredder ammo is not a bonus power worth using, in my opinion, but... yeah, it'll get the job done. Alright. Same with Jack here. You only... Samara's been getting pulls because on normal it's easier to justify setting up warp detonations. And the rest of our points will be going out to maxing Reeve when I lock it. Zai will get Squad Disruptor because it makes it easier to turn the party into something that can destroy synthetics and Geth. Synthetics and shielded enemies much easier. We're also going to give Heavy Inferno Grenade a shot. And the rest of this will be put into Mercenary Veteran. Kasumi. Master Infiltrator. Flashbang Grenade. Now, improved Flashbang Grenade improves the grenade's concussive force, impacting targets farther away and keeping them down longer. It's an incredible crowd control skill, from what I keep being told. Which is why there's no problem with investing into it. But we're not going to overload, like I said earlier, the Kasumi loyalty mission because we just don't need it. And that's everyone's advanced training done. That's done with that feature. The armor locker is just the same armor locker you can do on the Normandy. You don't lock any new armor pieces or clothing, whatever. Alright. Same with the research terminal and the ability to invest in upgrades. Let's give everyone assault rifle damage and their buff.
Cerberus' mistress has made some unusual purchases lately. She may be expecting to move to a larger mansion.
And Glyph here will randomly give you bits of juicy gossip on the most important power players in the galaxy. Shutter control allows us to look outside, which is a fair enough viewpoint. We can take a model of the Cerberus ship to us from the Cerberus. At the Survey Information Terminal, the player can pay a set number of credits to obtain locations of planets rich in a particular resource. Once this information has been purchased, a label will be added to the galaxy map at the location of the designated planet. However, no location is provided if the players mine all the planets to gain with good or rich resource levels. And this will cost money to do, so... I will gladly take that iridium-rich planet. Of course, this is all very, very... Basically, you can come back here in order to produce a planet location whenever you need it.
Repurchase effective caste status on Karshan. I have deducted funds to grant you full elite access.
Really? Interesting. Delivery pickup. The player can receive shipments from the Shopper's contracts. New deliveries are received daily between missions or assignments include upgrades to resources. Possible shipments are listed below. Anywhere between 2,500, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 40,000, 8,000, or even 160,000 of platinum, palladium, and iridium. And for EZO, it's anywhere between 1,250 or 80,000 EZO. You can also obtain upgrades and resources here, basically. Now, if you're playing on the PC version, or if you can, or you're playing on the console, you can cause the game to, you know, you can basically do that thing where you change your console settings time of day.
Equipment used to record the General Partonex and Kilix Tanis duo.
Okay. The problem with this detail is that it's mostly about people you have never encountered before, so a lot of the details you're getting really don't matter. So let's see how I get this to work. Let's do an N7 mission, then I'll tell you guys how it works. Hourglass. Base. Alright, so we're gonna bring Zaid with Squad Disruptor ammo and Garrus because, oh boy.
Changing weapons.
Okay, let's go. We gotta save these crates.
We've been spotted.
Sorry, I'm a bit of a perfectionist here. I want to try to save all 20 of the,
I'm on it! They've seen us.
Locked and loaded.
of all the places I had to go to, we had to be this mission. Well, when in doubt, always rely on the cane. What's amazing is that the cane didn't destroy all the crates, because Jesus Christ. So, for every crate saved, your mission reward scales up. You will lose 190 credits per crate lost. By the way, normally you're supposed to get that mission from Arya, so the fact that we found it while plant scanning a long time ago off camera says a lot. And as you can see here, we got another shipment of Iridium after completing that assignment. Now we're going to go over to the investment opportunities. So, if you want to do this in-game without changing the gate manually, just perform any type of mission or side quest and you'll come back to the base. It works for no matter what mission you're doing. Come back to the base, get your reward. So the investment opportunities terminal allows the player to distribute intel to assist people across the galaxy. There's a certain amount of credits needed to invest in these opportunities though. So, basically it's a bit of a game. On board, you have the opportunity to invest in some events that are taking place. Each investment costs a set number of credits, and once funded, the player can return the following day or after completing a mission to report on the investment's results. Warning signal. A pirate fleet is massing on the fringes of the Terminus systems in preparation for a raid on outlying Alliance colonies. Send a tip off to Admiral Hekate about the coming invasion. The Citra Foundation can't start tests on the promising new antibiotic because of accidentally misfiled paperwork. Use your contacts to help them cut through the red tape so they can begin clinical trials. A corrupt politician is trying to levy heavy taxes on all Earth manufactured goods coming to assistance in exchange for kickbacks from local business. Ruin the politician's reputation with smear campaigns. This proposal doesn't pass. I like how this looks like two of the counselors are actually trying to go after Udina here, and he's actually worried. That's pretty cool. Just reward, Eclipse mercenaries have secretly set up a red sand production facility on the planet Quivro to put the planetary authorities with the facility in exchange for half the credits used during the raid. So the way this is supposed to go is that you can either pass or fail these. It's not possible to pass every investment. Basically, you spend money to make money with these. So, and after you spend money here and you come back, you unlock more missions. So we'll just do this once again, like the deliveries. There are a total of 10 missions here, and they come in a set amount of mission unlock chains. There are plus and minus values for how many credits you'll acquire and how many credits you'll lose by doing these. So there's a cumulative net profit at each step within the chain. If the player's trying to maximize credits, you should basically buy everything except for 3 of these, which is do not buy bureaucracy in action. Alright, now we're going to do another side mission. Dear God, I'm so glad we got that fuel upgrade. Kind of help that Quarian. If this is going to help a Quarian, we might as well bring Tally. And Jacob. Yeah, Tally's fine. Basically, the side missions in this game are pretty simple.
Quarian life signs are stabilized. I recommend
One dead Quarian. And we have to protect him from Varen, basically. Hey, Tally, how should you actually use your power to protect your buddy there?
We've been spotted.
And we can get out of here. Pretty uneventful mission, but... yeah, I'm not gonna lie. These are basically the real side missions. As in, ones with not a whole lot of dialogue interaction between everyone. Get out of my face, you filthy Varen. Wait, come back. I respect you. Found and extracted Quarian survivor. Notify identity of Cyanide Scout ship help. Yo, it's weird how close the Shadowbroker base is to the Quarian flotilla. It's like, think about the possibility there. The Quarians could one day just go to Sowillo and end up on Hourglass and then for some way, somehow, the flotilla ended up crossing past the Shadowbroker. That crossover needs to be written by someone. I wonder if someone took the initiative to make a fanfic about that. I know fanfic is a little bit weird to talk about, but... Alright then. So... Report. Success. Admiral Hekate and the 5th Fleet have ambushed the colony raiding pirates. 2,000 credits. Mission report ready. Success. The politician retires from public service after your smear campaign. 5,000 credits. And just reward. Success. The police quietly slipped you a cut from their raid on the Red Sand Factory. I can see there why that's a really good idea, right? So we're gonna do this again. Blue listed and mutually assured destruction we are straight up not going to do because you will lose out on money. So bureaucracy in action, blue listed and mutual destruction. Just stay away from these three and you'll be fine. I'm gonna take chemical warfare. Binary Helix is trying to develop hormone implants for Alliance soldiers, fossil to those genetic tree loss. Screw you, Binary Helix, and your sarin aiding ways. More iridium. Yeah, it doesn't. You can keep infinitely getting shipments of free materials every time you do a mission, or 24 hours on your system clock passes. So just remember that. All right then, let's talk to Farron. Then we'll go to the real meat. The creme de la creme of the DLC. Of the Shadowbroker base, it's a hub area, I should say.
Shepard, glad you stopped by. We don't get many visitors.
Take it easy. You've been through a lot.
You're probably right. I never did say thanks for the rescue.
Liara never gave up on you, Farron. I just helped.
I'm still amazed Liara came for me. I'll never forget what either of you did.
I can log that in the archives for you, sir.
I see.
Alright, let's do this.
For 2 years, Liara didn't stop looking for you.
Let's ask Finn.
Close.
Specifically.
She's a good
Farron, I'm sorry.
better than I deserve.
And that's all. That's all. They never romantically got entangled.
How did you and Liara both end up looking for my body?
Cerberus headhunted me and Liara to steal your body from the Shadowbroker. I was working for the broker at the time, and he's the one who scraped up your remains in the first place.
What turned you against the Shadowbroker?
He started working for the Collectors. You weren't their first victim.
Yeah, anyone working for the Collectors is basically a traitor to all life.
Traitor, not a slave.
Speaking of the comic Mass Effect Redemption, Liara rounds up Farron for the immediate aftermath. I talked about the first part of Redemption comic number 3. Right, so Liara complains about the standing room in Farron's cramped ship, though soon enough she has bigger problems on her plate. After arriving at the vicinity of Allington, the broker's automated sentries begin firing at Farron's ship. She witnesses the broker actively attacks while working for him, though Farron just assures her the broker doesn't like impromptu arrivals. When Farron threads the ship inside asteroids in order to lose the sentries, Liara quips the move wasn't really safe for them either. At the broker's base in Allington, Liara says the broker's operation, based on what she hears from Farron, she deems it efficient as the overly secretive procedures mean the broker's agents keep stumbling over themselves. Farron uses the advantage when he pretends to be on unscheduled broker business with Liara as an Asari escort to a pair of outside guards. Because of the constant referrals to Shepard as merchandise, Liara begins to tire of hearing it when Farron explains the Alling's base purpose to her. When they hear about Shepard's buy arriving, they discreetly tell a collector going to see it. Liara springs to action again, but Farron once again advises restraint. Liara falls into the broker's sanctum, where he suspects they might get answers. Liara directly addresses the broker at his command center, learning of his interest in Shepard's buy as purely a business matter. She rejects the notion. Aside from moral scruples, she posits instead that there may be a connection between the Reapers and the Collectors, where Shepard figures prominently in the puzzle. She moves to attack the broker, but learns she's actually talking to a holoprojector. The broker claims Tazik has already finished the transaction. Angered, she biotically demolishes the entire command center. While in the throes of catharsis, Farron approaches her with a data stick containing a lot of the broker's dealings. Liara thought the collectors already have Shepard, but her hopes are rejuvenated when Farron says she's still at the North Portal. She wants to move out, but Farron takes a moment to come clean with her.
Looks like you've made a friend.
The drone follows everyone. I don't know why the broker kept it around.
I'm a shell for a specialized data processing VI, custom built to your specifications, Shadow Broker.
It helps coordinate the network's massive information feeds, but it could use a different interface tone.
You deemed my default personality sufficient for your needs, Shadow Broker.
I wish it would stop calling me that.
Now, if you're wondering why Farron looks like a palette swap of Thane, Krios, that's because that's an issue with introducing a brand new alien species in the Mass Effect games, period. Even in 1, pretty much every Krogan looked like the reskin of Rex, specifically. Only the Asari really looked different from each other, and that's because they were already humanoid. The Solarians are fine, they have different facial structures for the most part. Fat cheeks, different shaped eyes, different horns, all that stuff. But yeah, every Drell we see in the game is going to be a reskin of Thane, is going to be a palette swap of Thane Krios.
How are you holding up, Farron?
I'll be alright. I wasn't always strapped into that interrogation chair. Drell can mentally escape into old memories. It came in handy on the bad days.
How many times did the Shadow Broker hook you up to that contraption?
A lot. It gets fuzzy. He made the guards watch, as an example.
How do you think Liara's doing as the new Shadow Broker?
Operations are almost fully recovered after a slight dip in efficiency.
Ever since we repaired the network, Liara's been glued to the archives. I caught her sleeping at her desk more than once. She's busy, but I think she likes it that way.
What will you do now that you're a free man?
I want to help Liara rebuild this place. But after that...
Your schedule's getting full, sir. Let me sync it to your Omni tool.
No thanks, I'm fine.
Take it easy, Farron.
Thanks.
And finally, to round it off, Mass Effect Redemption 4. The alarms at the Alingon base mobilize its security personnel. Liara easily defeats one group on the way, including the 2 Turian guards ruling her earlier. She still seizing at Farron's reveal as a triple agent, ultimately working for Cerberus. Liara listens in silence at Farron's attempts at fully explaining himself. She begins to understand his situation and accepts the data stick for safekeeping should anything happen to him. Liara dispenses some advice, her belief that words aren't the only thing that speaks the truth. Once again about to make a ploy to snatch Shepard's pod, Liara is again surprised when Farron suddenly breaks cover to approach the group and claim the broker has broken off the deal. The momentary distraction gives Liara the time she needs to dispatch Lieutenant guards at the collector drone. Corpse having been reloaded in Tazik's ship because of Farron's trickery, Liara makes a break for it in the commotion. However, she is forced to leave Farron behind with Tazik had him pinned down. As promised, Liara brings the commander's corpse to Cerberus. Because Miranda's assessments on Shepard's prospects are grim, Liara mused it may be better to leave the dead rest, compared to the tinkering the corpse or something the collectors might have done. The loose man, however, has a more hopeful outlook, and Miranda lets Liara know that. Cerberus aren't willing to do anything about Farron, however, and they mark his rescue as Liara's own business. Leaving the Midman station, Liara has put the Shadow Broker in her list of enemies as she vows to save Farron from his clutches someday. And that brings us to here. So, we're going to be looking at the video archives before we get to archives because they're basically part 1 of what we all really enjoy about the Lair of the Shadowbroker DLC.
What does this console do?
This is the video surveillance access point. I've queued up the archive footage you requested on your last visit, Shadow Broker.
We get to spy on people voyeuristically. Basically, Arya telling this Batarian Blue Sun dude who's boss.
Emily Wong, Citadel.
All right.
Donnell Udina, Citadel. Armando Bailey, Citadel.
Alright. The Udina thing is pretty much the only thing that's scandalous here.
David Anderson, Citadel.
Oh, that's the Cerberus. That's a Cerberus uniform, man. So that's how Anderson found out about Shepard. Interesting.
Praetor Gavorn, Omega.
So that guy just hunts Vorsha for... No, right, he's supposed to kill the Vorsha, of course. Right, I remember now.
Lisa bint Sultan Al-Jilani, Citadel.
Yeah, that's just what it looks like if we actually did punch Kalisha at all during the trilogy.
Keeper 20, Citadel.
Some merc just got murked up here, huh?
Matriarch Atheta, Ilium.
Now, this is the most interesting one, by far, if you already talked to this bartender in the first place. Yeah, in fact, if you're watching these at this point, you go, what? Why is Liara? What? No, the matriarch mentioned having a pure-blood daughter. Wow, you're supposed to go.
Erdnot Torsk, Tuchanka.
Feeding a Solarian to Severan pits, of course.
Elias Kellum, Omega.
Yeah, hit and run, okay.
Jacob Taylor, Normandy SR2.
Jacob works for those abs of his. Look at that washboard.
Subject 0, Purgatory, ship now defunct.
She will never display this level of power, ever.
Arya T'Loak, Omega.
I actually don't know how to unlock more videos, but that's not really super relevant. Now, we're going to do the last feature here that's relevant to us. The dossiers. Alright, so we have dossiers and we probably remember we've recruited Cerberus itself, Bailey, Arya T'Loak, Anderson, Hackett, the Shadowbroker. Reading through all these would take forever, so let's just get to the most relevant bits. Personal correspondence. Medical exam results. Part connections. This is basically her on a dating app website. Like, geez. Talking to her sister. Oh man, she's just... Miranda is really bad at this socializing thing because holy crap, that's bad. I see. Medical correspondence, however. The progressive damage renders you unable to conceive a child. And that's pretty much the saddest. Like, it hits you with a bunch of funny, oh ha, Miranda, you are socially inept stuff, and then it's like, oh, no, Miranda, you can't get pregnant. That always gets me. It sucks really bad. That sucks really bad for her. I'm not gonna mock her for that. Kill list. A gang leader killed by a headshot. Gang enforcer killed by a headshot. A slaver. Saboteur. Killed by environmental suit malfunction. Weapon smuggler killed with the smuggled weapon. Red Sand dealer killed by the Red Sand chemical overdose. And a viral specialist serial killer killed by coughing on him. So, yeah, Garrus is really fond of that karmic death thing. It's pretty hilarious. And Lily. Tali has... Oh, so this is when Tali actually spoke to the Shatbroker. Back in 1. Interesting. Fist! Interesting. And this is when she tried to apologize to everyone that got, like, bodied by her. I guess if we complete the loyalty mission, we get more information on the characters. Because this is actually a lot less than I feel like there should be here. The Elusive Man's profile is nothing but cigarettes smoked, drinks consumed, how much golf he plays, what kind of suits he wore today, and how many women he slept with, allegedly. Basically, what this here is the Elusive Man playing games with the Shatbroker. People who work in information dealing know to let some people who are also into information dealing give them really meaningless details about themselves as a type of challenge. The broker and the Elusive Man consider themselves worthy opponents to each other, basically. So who is the Shatbroker? Operative Ketchlu. Per request to land the Yogg homeworld and capture the specimen for your studies. We wish to kill 7 of them before finding this one we seem interested in leaving the planet. Hopefully this means it's more tractable. And to Operative Ketchlu, ring this, then you've eliminated the former Operative Ketchlu and have taken his position. These past few months have seen you learn and grow at a rate I would never credit had I not seen it so personally. You already understand 17 languages without translator assistance, and your political predictions have better assist my agents. As Ketchlu, you will command strike teams to gather intelligence and neutralize potential threats. Remember your training, losing your temper costs you that priceless mind of yours as well as the loyalty of men. The Shatbroker leads those who look for secrets. He must be trusted by his men so that he can in turn trust them. Gathering knowledge is a holy task. What I'm sure you understand is you want to be off your homeworld so bad to see what wonders await you out there. Please provide an update of operations Ketchlu and know that I am proud of you. And to all from the Shatbroker, remove Operative Ketchlu immediately. He is too dangerous to leave alive. Engage only with numerical superiority, otherwise change all access codes. Observe only. Provide no information. Ketchlu must not be allowed for access to. And Operative Ketchlu is no longer a problem. Discontinue code changes to resume activity. I want to satisfy all operations. Interesting. So, the previous Shatbroker was around for about 60 or so years, apparently, and then he got killed off by his Yogg pet, who pretty much did to him what Liara would eventually do to the Yogg. So, they found Shepard on Omega, and that's how Hekate knew about it. That's also why it takes a long time to actually get that. What's that? So, alright then. That's everything to see and do on the Shatbroker's base. This video has gone long enough for that purpose, and I guess the only thing left to do now is basically just goof off for the rest of the game. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all next time.